Hi guys, welcome to the CLN room. I'm Tony Alden, and today in this episode 6 we are going to close lightning channels using the subcommand close of CLN. So the plan is to close 4 channels. First, we are going to close a channel cooperatively sending the funds to the lightning wallet of the node we are using to close the channel. Then we are going to close a channel cooperatively, but instead of sending funds to the lightning wallet, we send the fund of the channel to the Bitcoin wallet. Then we are going to close the channel unilaterally because of a node not responding. And in the end, finally, we are going to close a channel cooperatively, waiting for the reconnection of the node. So here is the command close, and its synopsis. We have one mandatory argument, which is ID. That can be the ID of the peer or it can be the ID of the channel or the short channel ID. We are going to use at some point this argument, unilateral timeout, and also this one that are optional argument, destination, and there are others that we are not going to touch today. Before we start doing the work, here is the website lnroom.live, where you can look at the transcription of the session of the episode of Lightning Room we did previously. And for instance, the last one was open a channel between two nodes running on regtest using CLN, and here you have the full transcript with some correction and improvement, and you have also all the command that we ran last time, and also the command with the output. So it might be of some interest if you want to follow the video with the website. So let's go back here. We jump into our terminal and we start a Lightning network using, as we did previously, this script provided by the Lightning repository. So we are in the Lightning repository. There is a command that is called start CLN. We start two nodes on Bitcoin regtest. So Bitcoin D is started. We have one wallet called default. We have some aliases here for the two nodes of the two Lightning nodes. So let's just see one of them to see exactly what do they look like. So here we have it. So it's just an aliases for Lightning CLI with the base directory directly put in the alias. Here we are. Now we have this MD command that just connects the node L1 to the node L2. They are connected. And now, last thing we do to set up our networks is to run that command, and I will tell you what it does in a moment. So yes, so right now what is happening is the default wallet of the default Bitcoin wallet running on regtest is funded with 50 Bitcoins as we can see now. Then we fund the Lightning wallet of the node 1 with, if I remember well, 1 Bitcoins. And now we are funding a channel between the node 1 and the node 2 with 1 million satoshis. So we are going to check that in just right now with the command list peers, list funds, and maybe a list channels. Okay, so first, maybe we can look at what the network node know about the channel, because we announced the channels. Here we have one channel. Okay, so this is the channel with the short channel ID that we are going to use after, and the amount in the channel is of 1 million satoshis. So this is written here in millisatoshis. So here are some of the information. We can have list funds that list the funds for the Lightning one in for the node 1, the fund in its wallet, and also on the channel. So here we can see that we have here one channel. The state is normal. The channel is ID, short channel ID that we seen before. The amount is correct. And here we have the amount left in the wallet, because here you see that there is 1 Bitcoin minus what we send to the channel to open the channel. And the last thing that we want to look at, CLI, and we want to look at list peers. So there are much more information here. Something that is of interest today, because we are going to close channel. So in this array we have the state of the channel. So when we are going to do other stuff with the channel, other objects are going to be added here. And we can see the status now of our channel is channel D normal, funding to locked, and channeled announced. So this is what we have. What can we read more? So here we have the channel ID that we could use to close the channel, but we are going to use the short channel ID. And what can we see read more? So we have the fee rate, and here, so this was what we were looking at for the channel, was about the channel with this peer. Okay, so everything okay. So now we are going to close the channel. So let's close the channel. So we can close the channel using, we said CLI. We can go back to our note, close ID unilateral timeout, our destination. So right now we just want to use the short channel ID. So here we have the short channel ID of the channel we want to close, L1 CLI, close the short channel ID, and here we see at the top that the feeds have been sent and received, and we have the type of the closing, which is mutual, because the two nodes are connected and they both have accepted. And if we list the channel, so if we list the channel, we still see this, because right now we closed the channel, but this didn't happen on chain, because as we are running regtest ourselves, we have to mine one block more to get this accepted on-chain. So to do that, we need Bitcoin CLI. So it may take a bit of time, but in this video we are going to do everything by hand. So regtest, and we want wallet default. We want a new address for the default wallet, the Bitcoin default wallet. So we have it. So we copy that address, and now we can mine one block. So we can do that with generate to address, and we want to mine, let's say we mine one block, and we are going to see that we have to mine with the default, it seems to be 100 blocks. I'm not exactly sure how we can modify the number of blocks that have to be mined to have the closing confirmed. So if you know more, please reach out to me or leave a comment below. But for now, we are going to mine one block. Let's list the channel. We wait a little bit to be sure that everything has been taken into account. And now, right now, the channel disappears. So it's no longer seen in the network. But if we list the peers, it still appears, and maybe we can see something. So before we have the status, so let's see what happened here on the state changes. So we can see there that this was the first state. We have the second state that changed, another that changed again, and here we are with many changing, and we can see the status. So this was the status of before. We agreed on closing fee, so we have agreed. On-chain tracking mutual close transaction, and now we are all output resolved, but we are waiting 99 more blocks before forgetting the channel. So let's generate some block here. We're going to generate those blocks, 100. We send everything to dev null. We don't want to see the hashes of the blocks. So this is that part that it's not that I'm not sure, but I tried to change the 100 blocks necessary, but I don't know how to do that. So if you know, and now if we list peer, we have to wait a little bit to have the thing going on. And here, okay, so we see again that it needs this haven't changed, but when I did it before, it's because I have to we had to wait a little bit more. So let's just give it a few more seconds, and if it doesn't work, we will mine 100 more blocks to see it happen. We don't need, so here we can see that we no longer have a channel with the peer, but we still are connected. So this is what we wanted to do, is to close the channel. So this has been done, and just we can list, so we can list the funds to see that this also appear there. So the channel change, and now we have more output here in those outputs. So this has been sent back to the Lightning, this Lightning wallet, and maybe now let's continue and say that we've done it here with the first clause cooperatively sending the funds to the Lightning wallet. So I hope you're still with me. Bear with me. We continue in this journey of closing channels. So now let's read here what we want to do. We want to send the funds on the channel when we close it to a Bitcoin wallet. So we just need an address to one Bitcoin wallet and running on Bitcoin D that we are running on regtest. And to do that, we are going to use the argument destination. So we still are going to need the short channel ID, but we are also going to use the destination. So let's do it again, because we no longer have channel between 1 and 2, so we do it again. So it takes less time because we don't have to mine the blocks to fund the default wallet, because the default wallet, Bitcoin wallet, already had a certain amount of funds. What we can do, we can list fund. We see again here that we have a new channel. We can check there that the channel ID, channel ID change the same amount, 1 million satoshis. So now we want to close that channel and send the fund to a Bitcoin wallet address belonging to a Bitcoin wallet that we have. So we need Bitcoin. We are going to use that RPC now. Okay, so we remove that, and what we can do is create wallet, and we are going to pass it the name foo. So we have a new Bitcoin wallet named foo. Now we are going to generate to get a new RPC wallet. For that wallet we want a new address, so we did get new address. So we have that address, so we copy that address and we keep it there, because maybe we are going to use it after, and I don't want to go back to look for it and scroll. So we have this. What can we do is to get balances. So here, this is the balance of the wallet, the Bitcoin wallet foo that that is null, and we are going to see after closing the channel that we really send this to that the funds to that address. So okay, we are there, and what we want to do is to so now we just have to close the channel. So L1 CLI dash key, we are going to use the key. So close, and first we want the ID. Okay, so we didn't kept the ID of the channel, so the channel is that one. So we want to close that channel. So here we are going to close it, and we want to use destination. Is just to not make mistake writing. So, and we want, so what we are going to close the channel with the ID 211, etc. With the destination, we want to send the fund of that channel to our Bitcoin wallet named foo. So it has worked. This is still a mutual clause. If we look at the balance, normally we should see still nothing, because as previously we have to mine the block. So let's mine the block. So we have, it was done with generate. We just need to mine 1, and with 1 we should see that now we have sent back this. And if we list L1 CLI list channel, we'll see that the channel has been closed as previously. We would have to mine 100 blocks to make it disappear of list peers, but as this is not what we need to do now, because we did it before, we are not going to do it again. So here we can say that we've done the second cooperatively closed channel, and we are going to do the closed channel unilaterally. So for this one, we are going to use unilateral timeout. And if just let me read to be sure, close the channel unilaterally. Yes, so to do that, we are going to need to kill one of the lightning node in order to disconnect it from the other and to do the unilateral thing. So now maybe to have the things clean. Now let's generate. Sorry, so we are going to do that again to be sure that the channel we just closed right now disappear from list appears. This way we are going to have everything in a state that we follow and we understand. So now if we list peers, it appears again, but it will disappear in a moment. We can do it again. Let's run this again. So found node, we found another channel because we no longer have the two channels that we had before. So we are waiting for 6 confirmation. So you can we did it last time on the other episode that we read part of the script startup regtest. So it is really interesting and help understand many things about CLN. Wait, so we have to use so we want to close a channel unilaterally, so we have to disconnect. So now we should have list funds. So we have a new channel here, and we see that the short channel ID has changed. We are going to keep that channel ID here. We no longer need that address. We keep just the new the short channel ID of the new channel. And now what we need to do is to alias L1 CLI to have the alias. We want also the alias 2, and we are going to open a new terminal. So we are in a new terminal in the same directory. Let's just use to define those aliases to be able to use them to here. So they are now defined in that thing. We can see that here in the first one. So you can see at the bottom here. Do you see my cursor here? You can see that when we are in this one, there is no number here, and if we change, we have the number 2. Then we are going to put the two terminal side by side to do stuff. But right now, this is how it is. Okay, we can recognize them. So we are in the first one. Unless let CLI and list peers to see the states of the peers. So here we can see connected. So true, we are connected. So the node 1 is connected to the peer with that ID, and the peer with that ID is L2. So it can't be another one because we just have 2 nodes on our regtest lightning network. So now we go there here, and we we want to have the process ID of the second one, so this one. So this is the process ID of lightning day corresponding to the node 2, and we want to kill it because we want to do a force close, so a unilateral close. So we kill it, we can check. It costs nothing to check twice. This is closed. We go there and we see things appear there that are going to that say that we lost the connection with another one that have this process ID that we can see here. And now what we can do, if we list peers here, we still have one peer, but we are not connected. Here we can see we still have the channel, but we are not connected with that peer. It's normal. We killed it. So now what we want to do, we don't have to have both terminals side by side right now. We just killed this one, and we want to do an unilateral close. So to do that, we are going to use unilateral timeout that must be written in second, but let's look at this one. So we look at the main page of close, and we want to read destination. We missed it. This is here. So if unilateral timeout is not 0, the close command will unilaterally close the channel when that number of seconds is reached. And we can see there, we skip the second part, that the default is 2 days. So with this is this amount of seconds, we are going to pass it maybe 10 seconds and see how it works. And then for the last part, we are going to use unilaterally with 0. So if unilateral timeout is 0, then the close command will wait indefinitely until the peer is online and can negotiate a mutual close. So that's the two things that we can do. We remember that the channel ID is this one, and let's go. L1 CLI. We want to do it with the keys, so we use -K, and we want to close. We want to close that channel with this short channel ID. To not mistype or do a typo, we use that directly. And let's say we put 10 seconds. So remember, they are no longer connected, and we are saying that after 10 seconds, do an unilateral close anyway. And we see there 10 seconds before unilateral close. And we see here peer is offline. We'll negotiate once they reconnect. And here we see that we waited 10 seconds, and we did it again. We are close. And now here we can see that the type has changed. Oh, I'm doing something wrong, sorry, with my keyboard. Here we have unilateral close. So as before, we need to mine one block, at least to make it disappear from the list of the channel. L1 CLI list channels. It doesn't disappear. Why? Maybe we have to wait a little bit. Do it again. Why this? Well, okay, we generate one more. We wait a little bit, and we're going to see if this has worked. And now it works. I don't think that it has to do with the new generation, but of the new block mine, but must with the time we wait. So to be in the same state as we did before. We want to make it disappear from the list peers 2. We can say that we did a close channel unilaterally because we of the node 2 that was disconnected from the node 1. We wait 10 minutes using the argument unilateral timeout, and now we remove this short channel ID that we don't need anymore, and we are going to do the last part. So we are going to close cooperatively, waiting the reconnection. So we are going to pass to unilateral timeout the value 0. So here we are. We are almost in the same state as before, but if we list, let's jump to the 2 here, and we need to restart the node. So to restart, we can just take the command that started it with the script. We do that, so we start Lightning D with the directory, so the data are still there, and we pass it daemon, and we can check that it started. So we have it started. So we have 2 nodes. We have to. No, it's okay. Those nodes are connected. So we are in this one. We want to see if the nodes are connected. So list peers. If they aren't, we just are going to connect them. So we can see they are not connected. So we've seen in the episode 4, I think, so how to connect node. So we are going to connect L1. So we want to connect L1 to L2. So we need some information from yes, we have that. So we do that like this, get info, and we want grape, and we want, so what do we need? We need the ID, and we need things that are in the array binding. We have this. Okay, so to connect, we need to L1 CLI, the command connect here, and we want to connect to that ID. So we need the ID here. We need to add, okay, so here we need to add the address, which is localhost, but we are going to put this colon, and we need the port of the node 2. They should be connected. We can check that listing the peer, and we go there, and we see now that they are connected. So we have 2 nodes connected. The list peer, they shouldn't have a channel. Okay, so why they still are, no, because if we list fund, okay, they still have the channel of before is listed here, but if we list channel here, it doesn't appear. So we are going to generate more blocks. Sorry, so this is something that that was before. It's just that we need more blocks. It seems that we need more blocks to make everything clean, and then we are going to fund a new channel. So we wait a little bit. Maybe or maybe not, I will shorten this part in and if we do list funds, and we see, okay, this is what we wanted now. We no longer have the channel appear in list channel, and it should be the same with list peers, and we are going to look at this right now, and this is what we want. We have a clean state of a lightning network that we can work on. And now let's do it for the last time. We found a channel with 1 million satoshis in between the node 1 and the node 2. So this is the same that we did before. And what we are going to do is just change, and we can see there, this argument when we want to close the channel, and we are going to pass it 0, that say that we are going to wait until we reconnect to the node. So here we have, if we list peers, so now we have a new channel. Maybe better we can list funds, as we are going to see the short channel ID. We keep this one, we put it there in our cheat sheet, and we are going to close that channel with the node 2. We are connected. So now what we want to do is, so we play side by side now, because we want to see the thing happening. So we do the same thing as before. We want this one because we want the process ID of the node 2. We kill it, so we are no longer connected. And if we go on the top, we can list peers, and we do less because we just want the upper part. And we see here, we can see that connected false right now. So we are no longer connected to 2. This is normal because we killed the process associated with it. So now what we want to do is we want to close CLI. We want to pass with the key, so we close ID of the channel. We pass it the short channel ID. Now we want the unilateral timeout to be equal to 0. So if we press enter, this will tell us I'm waiting until the other reconnect. So peer is offline, we'll negotiate once they reconnect. Okay, let's see if this is true. So first we do that to make the node 2 running again. So the node 2 is running, but we have to connect it again. So how to connect it? We did it before. So L2, we want the information, because I haven't it in my history, I have to write. So F get info. F is to flatten the output, not to have it in JSON but in row. And we want the information, the following information that is in the line with ID and in the array binding. So let's see if we have, this is what we want. We have the node here, the node 2, and we want to connect. So the node 1, so we connect to the node 1, and we have to pass it the address, which is localhost, and we pass it the port. We have that, and you've seen they reconnect, and at the top the closing of the channel has been done, and it has been done in a mutual way. So before we add peer is offline, we'll negotiate once they reconnect. So now we've almost done what we wanted to do. So because we want to close the channel cooperatively, waiting recognition. But as we did before, and as we are running ourselves the chain regtest, we have to mine one block, generate generate, and we are going to do it directly with 100 block. That should also make disappear the channel in list peers and also in list funds. But we are just going to look at it in list channels to not have to do it to wait more or to mine more blocks. So L1 CLI list channels, and we're done. So I hope you enjoy the video and you get some value from it. See you next time in another episode of CLN Room.